All right, so this is gonna be a how-to everything on hogfish. I just finished up another great day of fishing. The sun's going down behind me. And while this is all fresh on me, I've been on it 4 days straight. I've been hogfishing, running charters, doing different things. And while this is fresh on me, I wanna share with you what's on my mind and how to hogfish and what to look for and what the machine looks like and just all the things hogfish as the season's getting started. First of all, hogfish season runs from, I'd say November throughout the winter, right? Like that's kind of when it cranks up, October, November. And I'm gonna try and make this boat video kind of somewhat fast for y'all because the no-see-ums are eating me up. So if you see me moving around a lot, that's why. So that's when it kind of kicks off. There's a couple things you look for when you're hog fishing. Let's go into structure first. We're gonna start talking about like what we look for on the map, what we look for on our screen, different things like that. There's two different things that I really look for when I'm hog fishing. Okay, the first is gonna be any kind of boulders, broken bottom, rocky bottom. I find a lot of schools of hogfish on that kind of water, that kind of bottom. I'm looking in that range of 40 to 50 feet is really my go-to. I'll go shallower, 35, 40. I'll go deeper, but that's kind of like my starting range, and that's kind of the range of like mid-range for hogfish. That 40, 50 foot range is a killer spot for them, and as you'll see a lot of boats in that range. Now, hogfish are on the west coast of Florida, so if you're not there, this video is really not for you. It's really relevant to that area. So one, we got broken bottom, rocky bottom. The other thing I look for is shelves. And when I mean a shelf, it's gonna be a plateau where the ground goes like this and drops down 2, 3, 4 feet and goes like this and has a hole underneath it. That is what we call a shelf in the Gulf. And in the Gulf, they're all over the place and they have a lot of great mapping features. We use Spot On. They're literally on the back of the boat right here as a sponsor. We use them as our mapping for that ocean floor. I think it's a must when you're fishing the Gulf. Like without that, I would have a tough time catching fish. I really think I would. Being new to the area, I've only been in it a couple of years. It really allows me to find spots, test spots and stuff like that. So if you don't have a mapping feature like that or Garmin or something like that, I suggest getting one. Like I said, I like the Spot On. So we got the depth, we got the structure we look for. Right now I'm gonna show you on the GPS a big pod of hogs. So sometimes they run in singles and doubles and triples and they kind of sift through the sand. Their mouths are designed to feed down and they sift through the sand. So a lot of the rigs we're gonna be using are gonna be bottom rigs. All the stuff we're gonna get in the boat, and I'm gonna show you the tackle here in a second, they're gonna be mostly fishing the lower water column. When we're looking on our bottom machine, and I'll show you a screen right here, this is a pod of them and it shows you what they look like on the screen. Okay, this is a rocky bottom. I think I even have some underwater footage of this area, and this is what the GPS looks like. So this is what you're looking for on the screen when you're scanning bottom. When you see this, not always is it hogs. It could be mangroves, could very well be grunts, but this is what you're looking for with hogs. These are the spots that you're gonna look for and fish. When you're fishing a shelf, you're gonna see a hard shelf. A lot of times you're not going to see those hogfish because those hogfish are gonna be underneath the shelves, tucked in, around, off the shelf on the sand. Those shelves, you just need to fish and learn. Go one by one, find you some spots where you start catching fish, start marking them off, and get you a little pattern of spots that you run. That's kind of all it is when it comes to fishing the bottom. You're gonna have those shelves, you're gonna have that and that. Those are gonna be your two different spots that I fish. More schools on the rocky bottom, you're gonna find more schools of hogfish. As where the shelves, I find a couple here and there mixed with a lot of other species. You are gonna get a lot of bycatch when you catch hogfish. I get a lot of grunts, I get a lot of mangroves, I get a lot of porgies, a lot of grouper, a lot of small red grouper and gag groupers in those areas. It's gonna be a lot of undersized ones. If you get more north on the coast, Crystal River, Homosassa, you'll get a lot of keeper groupers mixed in. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of mixed species, and hogfish are great eating. We'll talk about that later in the video. But I'm gonna go jump up in the boat, get away from these gnats because they are tearing me up, and show you all the gear we use to catch these fish. So I want to stop and share something with you that can help you, but can also help support us and what we do in making these videos for you. I got a kit I decided to put together today on my way home. I thought it up of kind of everything that's in field for hogfish, stuff that we use for hogfish, leaders that we use for hogfish, and jigs, and put y'all together a kit. I'm gonna run a one-time discount in this video for this kit. I'm gonna kind of share with you. This is what's gonna come in it. I put it together just recently. You're gonna get 2 different rolls of fluorocarbon leader. One 30-pound, one 20-pound, okay? Those are what you need for when the fish are finicky or when they just want to bite. Then I'm also gonna add in there for y'all 2 sets of hog balls. Different colors, different weights that we normally use. Those are our hog balls, okay? Get y'all those in there. Then I'll put y'all 2 sets of sweeper jigs in there. It's another jig that we use that's used very commonly, that we use for all kind of different bottom fish, but a lot of hogfish. Probably one of my favorites. Depends on the day which one's my favorite, guys. And then I'll put the other in there are snapper jigs. Okay, these are lightweight jigs. This is for when the fish are finicky. You're trying to do a lightweight and just kind of float it over, maybe add a little split shot to it. Tell you what, I'm even gonna add a little pack of split shots in there for y'all. So there'll be a pack. Let's see if I got a pack for y'all. I'm gonna add a pack of split shots in there for you. Little bitty split shots, just another add-on. It just came up in my head. So the original box price value was at $60. Okay, without the split shots. That's just gonna be a free of charge thrown into the box. And I'm gonna give it to you for 30% off, which is $42. I'm gonna put the link down in the description below. It's also in our TikTok shop. You'll see it in there. If you don't follow us already on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, go find me, Randall Shaw. Get back to learn a little bit more about catching hogfish. And thank y'all again for all the support y'all give us. All right, guys, so now we're in the boat, and now we're gonna talk rigging. Okay, let's talk about the different ways that I had rigged up for hogfish. So the first and foremost is probably your most sought after way, and I'm gonna grab it right here. And I'm gonna go over these rods, a little bit of kind of what I use in different scenarios. This is like a 3,000 to 4,000 reel, medium heavy rod, 7-foot rod, kind of an inshore rod, inshore setup. This is gonna be more of an inshore setup. What I like to do here is I'll run 30-pound fluorocarbon. I'll grab a roll out and kind of show you. And we have all this stuff linked below. So I have a TikTok shop and a Shopify that's all set up with all this stuff if y'all want to order it. 30-pound fluorocarbon. I like anywhere between 20 and 30. Okay, I carry 20, 25, and 30. 30 is kind of my go-to though. So that's what's on here, about a 6-foot piece. Okay. Then what I'm gonna do from there is I'm gonna put a weight. Okay, first thing that goes on the hook is gonna be this weight. Now you're gonna run a weight anywhere between, and it really varies on this. This really comes down to current, what's going on. But normally I try and keep my boat anywhere between 3/4 of an ounce, really 1 ounce, all the way up to 1.5, 2 ounce. And I don't just keep a 1 and a 2, I have a 1.5. That's what this is. The 1.5 was deadly this week because of the current levels, but high current levels, I'll be on a 2. When it lowered down, I could run 1/2, 3/8. You know, I was able to run really light stuff. And as you'll see, I'll show you some of the stuff we used in that scenario. But got the weight, I put a bead above below it. Okay, that's to keep this weight from knocking on my hook and either knocking the fish off or breaking down my knot. You know, I don't want it to break down my knot. So when it's together, it's gonna look like this. And then this is a 2.0 Gamakatsu, I think. I got them right here in my pocket. I saved it for y'all. So I said I wanted to do this right when I was done fishing. Yep, 2.0 Gamakatsu J hook. It's a long shank, okay? What I like about the shank of this hook is it's got a little bit of longer shank, and it allows it to get back past that beak. He's got like a duck beak, so allows him to get back in that corner and hook, and if it does slip, it's got enough where it can grab the front lip of him. So really like this setup. This, what I have to say, is like my go-to setup. I got a rod always in the water with this setup, okay? And the braid on this is either usually 20 or 30 pound on all of our inshore reels. Our 3 and 4,000s are all 20 and 30. 20 cast better, 30's got more strength. So if I'm deep dropping like this with rods and they're designed for this, not deep dropping, but if I'm dropping on the bottom, then I'm gonna put 30. If I'm using it for a combination on inshore too, I'm gonna use 20. The problem you're gonna run into 20 is a lot of the fish you're gonna hook are gonna be groupers. 20 on grouper is not a good combination, but either is 30 fluoro. So, you know, it's a battle, right? It's a lot of fun. So my second rig is gonna be this, and shout out to Hog Squad Fishing again, showing me something. This is a California rig. I would have never shared this with y'all before today. In California, this is how they fish for their wrasse fish, which is what a hogfish is. It's in the same family. So he said, hey, let's try this, and it's been deadly. Today, I was literally catching them 2 at a time, a keeper and a throwback, which is pretty insane. It really outfished everything else 10 to 1. I'm gonna go a little heavier on the setup. So these setups are gonna be a 5K, okay? It's got a 7'6". I think this is a medium heavy, yeah, 1 to 4 ounce rod, right? It's a little heavier setup. I can even hook tarpon on this rod, okay? 5K, got 40-pound braid on it. That's what we run on that. I try and utilize rods to do multiple things, right? I don't want them just to do one thing. I try and make them set up. And this is a famous rig that we use for snapper all the time, for red snapper. I'm trying to untangle it right now without getting a hook in my hand. This is called a chicken rig. I have a heavy weight on here, 3 ounces or so. Above it, I got a hook tied, same hook that we were using before. And about a foot above that, I got another hook tied. This chicken rig was deadly. I mean, deadly. We caught more hogfish on a chicken rig than anything else. And you wouldn't think that, because a hogfish sits in the sand and it's got that beak and picks through sand looking for crabs and stuff, but it was absolutely deadly. Definitely have you one of these on the boat. I wouldn't say I'd rig every rod and everybody who's fishing with that, but out of my 3 rods, if I had 3 fishermen, I definitely have one on it. I would not go away from it. Now, this is your most famous way, okay? This is what everybody talks about. This is what 80% of anglers use as a scenario. It's called a hog ball. It's the pink one. They come in all different colors. Basically what it is a weight with a hole on it for your line and a hole that the hook's connected to. Okay, they even make some with a little chain to them, which I think are very, very effective. Not my favorite way to fish, but it hooks easily. It's easy to hook up, and we have these on our shop. A lot of people use them. We make them in all different weights. You don't have to buy weights, hooks, all that. It's a one tie on, drop, ready to go. It's called a hog ball for a reason. You know, that's all it's really used for. The other way, see if I got one in here for y'all. If I got any left. We might have went through them all. Oh, I got one left. I got one left. It shows you how many of these we use. We broke off a lot of fish on these because we get tangled down below. This is what you call a sweeper jig. Here's my packaging. You can order these too. We have a pack, and I'm actually going to put together a kit of everything to use for hog fishing and kind of combo mangrove. I'll put down the link in the description below of the videos where you can link to it and order it in our Shopify, and then it'll also be in our TikTok shops. So this is a sweeper jig. This is a 1 ounce. Once again, we make them in all weights and all colors. This is a one hookup scenario. I like this better than a hog ball, but everybody has a personal preference. That's why I say get multiple things, try them, see what your ratios are with different people on the boat fishing, and make your decisions on what you really like. Sweeper jig, knocker rig, chicken rig, hog ball. Those are the 4 scenarios you want to use. They all work great, and everybody will have something different to say about all of them. So with that being said, that's our gear setup. And I hope this helps y'all catch a lot more hogfish, okay? When you do catch those hogfish, right now they're 14-inch keepers, 5 per person. That's our Florida limit. That could change, so always check those apps, Fish Verify, all these different ones that we use. I think, I don't remember what we use today, what I use, because I just go right to it. Fish Rules. I like Fish Rules. I feel very confident in it. I think Wildlife Fishery works with them and make sure it's updated. It's satellite, so you can do it out there, but it is a 5 fish limit, 14-inch minimum. The 14 inch is not the total fish. It's to the fork. So make sure you know that. Where that flat part is before those 2 hooks, that is where you measure to. You will get a lot of 13.5-inch fish. I probably threw back a quarter of my fish, 3/4 of my fish that were less than a 1/2 inch shy. So be really careful with that. Make sure they're over. Make sure that beak is where it needs to be too, because that beak will extend and he will die and that beak will come in. Make sure you check these hogfish well. They can shrink and kind of grow in size depending on dead or alive and stuff like that. So make sure you have a true 14-inch to the fork fish. And once you do that and you clean them all up, they clean just like any other redfish, speckled trout, anything like that. It is an amazing meat. This meat is white, flaky, just really good. Doesn't even have a ton of flavor. You almost got to flavor it. Like it doesn't even have its own distinct flavor. I prefer last night I had it fried and it was absolutely amazing. Fresh right off the thing. I had it cooked right here locally where I'm at fishing. I have pan fried it, which means like lightly flouring it and put it in butter and cook it in a pan with a little olive oil. Absolutely amazing with the sauce and pasta. We do that all the time at home. Check out some of the other videos of our offshore fishing, nearshore fishing. You'll see a lot of these cooking things I do. It's great grilled. It's a little soft for that, but it will work. There's ways you have to do it. It's great blackened. I love stuff in a skillet with some blackening seasoning, a little olive oil, butter, heat it up really hot, sear it off, and go ahead and make you a pasta or sauce. It's great with sauces. I love a caper lemon sauce, stuff like that. Don't get me started because I'm hungry. I've been fishing all day. This is day 6 for me of fishing hogfish, and now I'm headed up to go do some hunting. It's that time of the year. We're in November, guys. But I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope it helps y'all catch more hogfish. If you have anything you want me to add, put in the comments below. I'm gonna try and do this for multiple different species for y'all and different things, but subscribe to the channel. There's gonna be a lot more how-tos, and we try and do that on the water in the videos too, so they're entertaining and you get to learn a little more. I really felt the need to do this after getting out the water, and as I learn new things, I will update the videos and make new things, because fishing's always changing, man. Things are always growing. So thank y'all for watching. Appreciate it.